بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today, inshallah ta'ala, I want to talk to you all about what the thing we may find when some طلاب العلم may come back to their countries, and I'm talking about it from a Western paradigm, Western طلاب العلم, even though it can happen with others, but speaking from a Western paradigm. Why is it that some طلاب العلم will come back to the country after spending 6 to 10 years abroad, and it will feel like this person hasn't benefited? Did this guy study or not? Sometimes that can kind of be the talk that goes around the town. Why is that? Now, I've kind of collected 3 issues that I think are some of the main reasons why طلاب العلم end up like this, but it's not exclusive. So I'm not going to say it's ثلاثة أمور لا رابع لها. No, it can be 5, 6, 7, 8. But these are the ones that came to my head when thinking about this. Now, the first one I will say is when it comes to seeking ilm and the mistakes some طلاب العلم could make when seeking ilm and coming back to their country and not benefiting the way they should, it goes back to the way in which they study themselves. So the first problem I would indicate is a level of mukabara, a level of pride, a level of thinking I can do it alone. Mukabara and istighna. Why do I say this? Many طلاب go to the jami'ah with preconceived notions. You're going to the jami'ah with preconceived notions of what you think is right and what you think is wrong. When in reality, you should be going to the jami'ah to learn. And as the ulama say, رَفْعُ الْجَهْلِ عَنْ نَفْسِكَ وَعَنْ غَيْرِكَ. So you're not going to the jami'ah to meet your friends and to meet some of your idols that you love and cherish, which is great. You're going there to study. And part of studying is an iktishaf or an istikshaf, finding out things which you may thought to be one thing, and then you find out that the opposite was the case. Okay? Now, every region of the world has their own way of studying. But generally speaking, when it comes to Saudi, there's a particular way in which they study. And I'm not talking about the method of studying, I'm talking about the books that they study. So, for example, the mutun that generally speaking taught in Saudi, Aqidah Wasitiyya, Kitab al-Tawheed, Aqidah Tahawiyya and Aqidah, and then there's obviously Hamawiyya, Tadmuriyya. And then you have, for example, Usul al-Fiqh al-Waraqat, and then some other books, by Sheikh Abdurrahman al-Sa'di, which are taught, and then you can go higher to Al-Bulbul fil Usul, or, Al-Usul Ma'aqid al-Fusul, and many other books. Okay, no problem. I'm talking about in the masjid here, not even in the jami'ah. And then Ilm al-Hadith, you might have Bayquniyya, you study, or Tadhkar al-Ibn Mulaqqin, and so on and so forth, Ajrumiyya. Even though Ajrumiyya is studied pretty much in most places, but that's what you study in Saudi. Now, where does the mukabara come in? The mukabara comes in, the thinking I can do it alone is, you see this barnamij and you totally ignore it, even though you may have read Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd's book Al-Hilyatu Talib al-Ilm, which is speaking about seeking ilm, especially in the Arabian Peninsula, about how ilm is taken in their diyar. In their diyar. How is it taken? In their region of the Islamic world. And because you're in that region of the Islamic world, it makes a lot of sense to follow that. Which is why they say, أهل مكة أدرى بشعابها. And the people of Mecca know where the sources of water are. You do not. So one of the main problems is thinking, khalas, I can do it alone. And you end up coming to Saudi on the first day and you buy Fath al-Bari and Fath al-Bari. I'm not saying don't buy Fath al-Bari. Buy Fath al-Bari. Read Fath al-Bari. Read the other mutawwalat. But make sure you ground your asas in those mutun al-ilmiyya. Very important. Okay? I knew students who, throughout their entire time in Saudi, they didn't study matnan wahidan, not even one matan. Not even one matan. I know some طلاب العلم, they came to the class falling asleep. Falling asleep. What are you falling asleep for? And you came in to learn, and in the class you're falling asleep, but in other majalis you don't fall asleep. What kind of talib are you? So this is a problem. Number 2, ignoring fiqh. Ignoring fiqh. Okay? Fiqh, if we were to make ilm a pie chart, fiqh takes up, I would say, 40 to 60% of what you're going to be studying, or ilm as a whole. Fiqh is huge. If you look at Bab al-Tahara, teaches you how to clean yourself, how to stay away from najasa, the difference between hadath and najasa, the different types of how does a woman clean herself, okay, the hukum of postnatal blood, the hukum of, for example, dam al-fasad, the hukum of al-hayd, the hukum of istihada. All these things you need to know, which one makes you stop, which one doesn't make you stop. Then you go to ibadat, the different types of, what do you call it, of worship and salah and things like this. And then you go into mu'amalat, the different types of transactions of al-bay' wa shira, bay' al-salam, al-ijara, al-i'ara, okay, al-muzabana, al-musaqa, okay. So many different types of bay' you learn, okay. So you end up expanding your vocabulary. You end up expanding, you know, your knowledge base. Even just, you end up expanding even your Arabic when studying fiqh. Okay, and if you ignore fiqh, then when you come back to your community, it may be very difficult to benefit them, because the majority of the questions you will be asked are in aqidah and fiqh. And even now today, because many masajid and many people are turning back to the sunnah, a lot of what you'll be asked is masail of fiqh, of zakat. Brother, how do I pay zakat? I own 3 houses. Is there zakat on the house, or is there zakat on the rental property? So all these different types of questions. My child has a savings account. Do I pay zakat on the savings account? You need to know these. You need to know these questions. Okay. This person paid me money, but I think you got haram income. Is the money halal or not? The ahkam of riba. Yani fiqh is huge. Okay. Now, when you study fiqh and study these mutun, you start to realize al-ilmu yashuddu ba'duhu ba'da. Ilm, parts of it strengthen others, and they're all somewhat intertwined. So things that you study in mustalah al-hadith, you'll find them even in usul al-fiqh. Things that you find in mustalah, you find in usul al-fiqh. You will find the issue of tahammul al-hadith. Okay, how to get a hadith or how to narrate a hadith. You even find it in the abwab of usul al-fiqh. What is the strongest sigha? What's the strongest form of narrating the hadith? Is it haddathana, akhbarana, anba'ana? Which one is it? All of these things you'll realize al-ilmu yashuddu ba'duhu ba'da. But if you don't study these mutun, you'll never realize that. So you'll be good in some areas, poor in others. And you want to be mutakamil. Okay. And the third type and last is keeping ilm theoretical. This is another afa, where some students keep knowledge theoretical and theoretical only. Ilm is not theoretical. Ilm is there to be used. Ya akhi al-kareem, you don't study medicine for you to never use it. You don't study engineers to stare at a building. You use it to do islah of the bina, islah al-imara. You study engineering to fix the building. You study medicine to fix and to help the human body, the pathologies which are inside the human body. And likewise, ilm is there to be used. I'll give you an example. Towards the end of my time studying in Saudi, I had a discussion with a brother, just an old brother in the Jamia with me. And we just disagreed in an issue. It wasn't a big thing. And I said, I think what you may be saying may not be correct based on such and such a qa'idah, on such and such a qa'idah fiqhiyya, a fiqhi principle, a fiqhi maxim, which is based on dalil. Don't get it, don't think that it isn't. So I think the dalil might have been al-yaqeen la yazulu bi-shak, that certainty is not extinguished through doubtful issues or whatever it may have been. And he said, brother, who are you, akhi al-kareem? You are not Sheikh so-and-so. This kalam is the kalam of the ulama. Who are you to say this? Ya ikhwan, ilm is there. You are studying ilm for it to be used. If you don't implement what you do, what you've studied, and you keep it simply theoretical, in reality you're doing ta'til of the sharia. You are not implementing ilm and not even implementing the deen. Because why did you study in the first place? For everything to just be a catalog of knowledge that you never studied. La akhi. Ilm is there liyutabbaq, for it to be used. So these are some of the issues that I think face tulab al-ilm when it comes to coming back and sometimes being weak in knowledge. If you like the video, like and subscribe, inshallah ta'ala. We here here at Taqsil Institute, we have a 1-year diploma program for students who have no knowledge of or don't really know too much about ilm and want to know what is ilm all about, the basics. We go through the basics of aqidah, the basics of fiqh, the basics of hadith, the basics of tafsir. We go through that. It is for this year now. It's going to be a 1-year program. There is a fee for the course, a monthly fee, but it is relatively cheap compared to what else is out there. If you want to do that, look at the description, look at the comments. You'll see a link to the comments. If not, go to our Instagram page, either Taqsil Institute or mine, and click the link on the bio, inshallah ta'ala, and you'll be able to sign up from there. We hope the reason behind these videos are to help people to benefit and not to put anyone down. A'udhu billah. Nas'allah salama wal min dhalik. So inshallah ta'ala, barakallahu feekum, naktafi bihadha al-qadr. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.